Well, that was a bit longer than I usually stop for a break, but I thought I'd better get as much food into me as I can since I don't have a lot of opportunity to eat while I'm riding. It means I ate everything I had except for one granola bar, which I'll eat if I have an emergency lack of energy. What I like about this part of the Prescott-Russell Trail, which I've only been on once this far over, is that it's very narrow compared to when you get on the other side of Frank Kenny Road. We will get to that at some point. This is just very nice. For now, we're going to be turning on to Druin Road. Limoges is 15 kilometers this way. That's cool. But we're only going on here for a short bit. Another beautiful little route. And I have to turn off of here to go east. And that brings me to Cheney. I've never actually been here before. Guess it runs between a hill. Shocking, and it's going down. Which means I have to come back up when I head back to the trail. And here we are at Russell Road. We're going to be turning right. The cool thing about Russell Road, oh, there's a freaking store here. I don't really need anything. That's good to know. There's a store at the corner of Russell Road and Drouin. Oh my God. There's also Janelle's Kitchen. I saw that when I was looking. It's supposed to be super good. But I thought I'd be here too late. It's actually perfect. I could have had lunch there. Could have bought lunch there. Oh my God. And there's also a casse-croûte. Oh my God, what did I eat? I could have had a burger. Well, the nice part of Russell Road has ended. I only have another 1 kilometer before I turn off. But there's no shoulder here. Thankfully, next to no traffic. But we're just about to turn on to Birch Grove Road and head north again. Oh, we almost made it the whole way without having a car go by us. Well, we're at Birch Grove, turning left. See signs. Oh, I think I've been here before. Looking for the La Rose Forest. We're at 58 kilometers. I've got 3 kilometers to get to Magladry Road. I'm paying for that little downhill I had earlier. Going back up. So I'm just approaching Magladry Road, and you're probably wondering why I'm not just sticking to the Prescott-Russell Trail. The main reason is, one, I do like dirt roads and country roads, but also I don't like being on rail trails for long periods of time. I find it interesting to explore these back roads as I'm riding. Cruising along, 4K till something happens. I don't know what yet. Oh, this is cool. We're going by Cyrville Road. I could have turned down a long time ago when I was way north of here and come down right to here. It's nice to know I can do little mini versions of this same ride from Cyrville Road all the way down. It's I think all of the roads that I've been on have been like that, where you can do parts of them, because we're coming up to some other roads that are familiar soon as well. Now we're approaching Dunning Road. I'm not sure if you remember, for me it was hours ago, for you it was probably 10 to 20 minutes ago, and we crossed over Dunning Road to go to Cumberland. So I could go straight up there and be right back in Cumberland if I wanted to. Dunning Road, but we're going to continue east, heading towards, we'll eventually get back on to the Prescott-Russell Trail after we do a bunch more roads like this. It's a beautiful area. I'll be out here again for sure. Well, somehow I was not on Magladry Road again. Oh, it is. It's Hovelman's. That's a nice Dutch name. Anyways, I'm turning on to this other, it's the same road, same name. For some reason it has its own intersection of, this area is just beautiful. It's the kind of area when you grow up in it, you don't forget the look of it and the feel. You always want to come back and enjoy it. except when you're a teenager and you don't appreciate it, which I went through myself up in the country. We're just approaching Rockdale Road, which we're only on for a short bit. It's another paved route off of the dirt road that we're on, and then we're going to turn off of it immediately, but back onto some country roads there. Funny how I never knew all these areas were Dutch. So turning left onto Huysmans. Just going by this chicken farm here, and what a stink. Oh, I don't know how you can live around that. I guess it's the price you pay for our McNuggets. Well, this is a very familiar road for me to be approaching. I should be turning right here to go up to the Prescott-Russell Trail, but I want to continue on all these farming roads, because if I go up there, I'll show you how far it is, and if I went further, I would go straight into Orleans. But this is allowing me to just kind of ride along with all these farms, which I'm really enjoying. The other nice thing about Frank Kenny Road is that it's has huge shoulders that are really nice to ride along, so you don't feel stressed when you're on it. Like, look at this. That's amazing. You basically go both directions on this on a bike. So turning on McFadden from Frank Kenny, the first thing I notice is that all these dump trucks are going down here, so I don't know what kind of construction is possible down here, but hopefully I won't be seeing a stream of trucks. So I was right about the dump trucks. They seem to be going to that farm over there. It doesn't really affect me very much because all the wind is blowing away from me. Oh, this is very cool. We're way down Trim Road, which if I went right here would bring me all the way into Orleans right at Petrie Island. I find that amazing. So we're going to go left just to make it longer over to another road. And if you're ever wondering where Trim Road ends, it ends right there in a farmer's field. You can see it right there at the bottom of this corner. That's pretty cool. No exit. That's cool. Never known that. Stop Alto and onto Perot for another little bit. Not super long again. Kind of zigzagging through a whole bunch of different roads. So yes, and I should mention that the Navendale farm. I should mention that the wind is picking up quite a bit, which is kind of nice because it keeps the bugs off of you, which I have been getting an occasional sting here and there. Looks like it's, I think I'm supposed to turn here. That goes down to someone's farm there. And we're still heading over towards Milton Drive, or Milton Road, which is, you can actually see the turn sign from here. Just approaching Milton Road. This is another more busy looking road, which I didn't know about. It's relatively busy, no shoulder, and I'm on here for a bit. Well, as I expected, I don't love Milton Road, but there aren't very many cars on it, so it's tolerable. Oh, and I should mention one of the things that makes this route tolerable is that I have these tri-eye glasses on that have the mirror right here. I wouldn't suggest any route like this without a mirror because I can see cars coming from very far. And just to end off my route on here, got one more big truck to go by me, nice and close. Oh, he wasn't that close. He did a good job. And there's the Prescott-Russell Trail. Back on it. More than happy to get the hell off of that road. Not my favorite part. Everything else was great. So here we are. We're on the Prescott-Russell, and we got 7.3k to Renault Road. Wicked. Down the Prescott-Russell a bit. Just can't help but think about all these houses on the sides as I go, and how that whole Alto thing is gonna spell the end of all these houses. find it really hard to fathom. Not to get any political about it, but you can really see that people don't love the idea here because it'll pretty much hose their way of life and the peace and quiet. It's a really nice spot as you approach down or getting back into Ottawa. It's this swampy little section of the trail, and it's lots of water around. Nice that I'm moving. I don't have to think about mosquitoes, but it's just a nice little turtles, lots of them. But it's a nice kind of wetlands area that's quite gorgeous to be able to enjoy. And little trails going off to the side. Another familiar section. Very cool. Be right on the edge of the development here. Forget the name of the area, but it's very obvious on the map where this is. I had a glimpse already of the buildings downtown in Ottawa. And I'm about to cross over at Renault Road and headed through Orleans to go back. This is Renault Road. I have to actually cross it twice. It's one of those spots you really have to pay attention. But there was nobody. So past those two little sections, I have almost 4K to get to the service road, which I think is where I'm turning and crossing a field over to Innis, but this doesn't mention anything about Anderson Road, I guess because I'm not turning on it or anything. But I can see Anderson Road right through the wires here. Just entering the Anderson Road parking area for the Prescott-Russell Trail. It's a really good spot to park. It's free. So you could do this entire loop by parking here and just doing the entire thing the way I did it. Busy road to cross. And this is actually the last section that you can access by car or anything like this. You notice right here it says dead end. And I'm approaching my last little part of the Prescott-Russell and about to turn. I'm going to turn right here actually. As you can see, I can go straight, but it ends within sight. Go left to those trails I was telling you about, or take this little route over to Innis. It's the first time ever that I've seen another cyclist. I was going to let you go first.
No worries, I got a tag along, so if the teacher bikes go by, she can't just have fun with everyone.
Yes. Well, that's unusual to bump into someone when you're riding through here. This is not a very well-known little path, and it's super narrow, but yeah, a nice little chat. I think this is the right way. It is. So, very cool route. Holy moly, this is a lot darker than it was last time I was here. But it's a perfect little connection to get over to Cyrville Road. And the one little weird thing here too is there's this, what looks like an old railway bridge, because it's all metal, which I find really strange. I couldn't even begin to imagine what was here before. There's no other indication that there was anything here. And I'll show you where this pops out. And that's it. We're through from all that. Well, at least they give us something like a bike path. We're heading over to Cyrville Road, which will bring us the entire way over to the Aviation Parkway. With a little bit of space for a bike, riding through these industrial areas. Really not that bad though. I don't feel uncomfortable riding here, even though it's not pretty or quiet. We're riding over the Queensway here, a section that just after you cross over onto the Aviation Parkway, Oh, it's nice. At least I could go around. And we're just heading up over the next section, going over the 174. That's the split between the 417 and the 174. Now we're going to connect to a little bike path right here. What I don't understand is why I have my map cutting over to Cummings. I think I did that on purpose to shorten the ride. This is better. So this little trail is great because it goes from Cyrville right over to the Aviation Parkway, all on bike paths. This is Ogilvy Road, very big section across. Not bad. Past Ogilvy Road, just right against the traffic here, but it's not a big deal because we'll be away from it in a second. And we're way up at Montreal Road. Perfect timing. So I can cross the street. Amazing. It's a long light. And as mentioned, I'm cutting through this little path to go. Uh-oh. Shit. I think I lost where I am. Did I go too far? Brittany. What the hell? So I'm up on Brittany Drive, which is not where I was expecting to be. Actually pretty happy with the fruit. As it looks like crap, but it's pretty direct. Loud here, but not dangerous. And we're just going to cross over in a second with the light. So the nice thing about this little section is it's just a little residential area so that you can't drive through it. But there's a path that connects this street over to the other side of North Vanier. So through Dunbarton, make our way through, across here. This little path brings us to an older neighborhood that connects over to Père Blanc. Whoever came up with this idea was a genius. So I guess that about does it for this video. Thanks a lot for coming along. We're at about 97.5 kilometers now. We'll end before 100, unfortunately. Not that it matters, but you know how it is. And that was a really good ride. It was actually meant to be just more of a training ride than anything. And it was absolutely great. So we're just passing through Richelieu Park over to Père Blanc. And then I'll be down in the North Vanier area. So I go down Père Blanc. So thanks a lot again for coming along. I have to find a way around this blockage. But yeah, there's a new pool going in here that at some point I'll be able to, holy moly, look at the size of this hole they've dug. Wow, they're blasting right into bedrock here. Oh no, they're pouring concrete. Sorry, tangent. So thanks again for joining me on this. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you in the next one, and we'll talk to you soon. Leave any comments that you have below, and if you have anything to discuss about this, or if you want to tell me something I did wrong. Talk to you soon. Have a good night. Bye.